Troy, from football camps to now having one of the top after-school programs in the nation, Sound Mind, Sound Body is a local organization dedicated to developing student athletes. Joining us is founder Curtis Blackwell. Thanks for coming in, Curtis.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so this started in 2004 basically as a football camp, and now you've grown to so much more. Talk about the growth and really what you've accomplished over these 20 years.
We're just very proud of the fact that we've been able to provide more support for students after school. Now we work with over 1,000 students every single day after school, and we want to promote the fact that more students in the Metro Detroit area and the state of Michigan need access to after-school programs, because I'm a proud product of after-school programs, and it's essential to allowing our community to cultivate and grow and thrive.
Yeah, and we mentioned, it started as a football camp. Now these out-of-school programs, they are also really academic-based as well.
Yes, and a lot of our students have academic deficits, and a lot of these things can only be accomplished with after-school programming. Sound Mind, Sound Body is unique because we tie things that kids like with things that they need. So marching band, cheerleading, football is connected to after-school learning. So you do learning first, then you go to band practice, then you go to cheer practice, or football, as we are so known for.
Yeah, I like how you get the learning part in first. It's kind of then the other stuff's the reward after that.
And that's the Sound Mind, Sound Body.
Yeah, exactly. Now, talk about how you measure success in these programs.
Our number one goal is keeping students in the program through daily attendance, and keeping them safe is first and foremost, because in our community we want parents to feel good about knowing they can go to work and understand that their kids are in a safe, secure environment. And then attendance is how we measure engagement. And then ultimately we've learned that students that participate in after-school programs show higher attendance in school and higher engagement, with higher aspirations for going to college and having higher aspirations.
Yeah, it's all about getting those aspirations and goals in line. Now, you've worked with over 4,000, youth in Sound Mind, Sound Body. Is there any, I'm sure there's a lot of stories that come to mind, but is there any particular success story that comes to mind?
Oh, yes. One of the most successful Sound Mind, Sound Body alumni is Will Johnson, who some know from the University of Michigan and who's preparing for the NFL draft. Wow. Will Johnson is like a nephew to me, and he has been a student that has really taken everything that our program has provided and with this after-school programming and used it to be a successful student athlete on and off the field. And we're looking forward to him getting his name called in the NFL draft.
Yeah, what an incredible story. That's so exciting, not only for his family, but for you as well, having been a part of that. Now, I mean, when you started this, did you ever think this would evolve into such a program like this and being nationally recognized as an after-school program?
Never, ever in my wildest dream. Every year that we provided the program, we learned more and more about what our students needed, and we continue to expand. So what was a football camp, we learned the things that we were wanting our students to learn and receive couldn't be accomplished in a one-day camp. And so we started after-school programs to provide that gap, to close that gap, to give them the things they need. Life skills development, nutrition, meals after school are things that are even as essential as the learning. Because if you can't have a meal, you can't sit down and focus on the instruction that's being provided. And so with 750,000 students not receiving after-school programming, we want to let everyone know that we're all in for after-school programming in the state of Michigan.
Yeah, and you've helped so many achieve so much, and you were actually recognized in Washington, D.C. with a Lifetime Volunteer Award. I mean, what's that mean to you and to the program you created?
It means everything, because the Metro Detroit area, the state of Michigan, sometimes we're often overlooked. And so just to know that all of the work and support from the volunteers to the staff to the community, we're being recognized for the hard work that we provided for over 20 years. So this is not about me, it's about us, it's about our community, and letting people understand that great things are happening in the Metro Detroit area off the football field and in the classroom.
Let's talk about funding. I mean, funding's so important. How do you receive your funds?
So we receive a lot of funding from MI-LEAD through the Michigan After School Partnership. And what we've learned is that even though there is scrutiny around federal spending on education, there is one thing that these individuals agree upon. 77% of Republicans and those who voted for Trump and 92% of Democrats agree that we need to increase funding for after-school programming, because that's the key to improving workforce development, keeping kids safe, reducing crime rates, because if more kids are in after-school program, less kids are on the streets. And so we want to continue to advocate for these positive programming to kind of help elevate the things that our kids have access to.
Well, it's good to see that political parties can agree on something as important as this. 2025 sounds like a very exciting year for Sound Mind, Sound Body. Where are we headed?
Right now, our headquarters, our community center in the neighborhood that I grew up, the Sound Mind, Sound Body Community Engagement Center, will be the headquarters of all of our out-of-school time programming, and we're looking forward to opening that up this summer. We have a big program launch with the Balmer Group. We received a $500,000 grant, which will allow kids in the neighborhood of 48224 and 48205, my neighborhood, to receive funding to have after-school programming and summer camps this summer. And that's the biggest thing happening for us in 2025 because it'll be our headquarters.
Yeah, I love it. After 21 years, it's still so much passion for this. Love hearing that in your voice. If somebody's watching at home and they want to get involved, how do they get involved and how do schools get involved?
Well, right now we're in 28 different schools across the state of Michigan. But if they want to get involved, they can reach out to us on SoundMindSoundBodyAcademy.com, or they can reach out to us at Blackwell at smsbacademy.com, and we would love to have our program. One thing to note, all of our programs are free, and so it reduces the barrier of cost for a lot of families who don't have the economic means to join a lot of programs. So if you want to sign up, just reach out to us, and we'll be glad to support you.
You're offering such great programming. Curtis, thanks for dropping by. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Time for a quick break here.